You are now tuned in
Oh, Peace King.
Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, man.
I go by the name of Hungry HD. And to my far left, we have the incomparable.
Trey Maurice.
And you know we come together to form the Peace King
Podcast,
Podcast,
man.
where we talk about health, wealth, relationships,
Big three.
and whatever else we feel like.
Yes, sir.
And as we always do, I got to start off.
Peace King.
Partner reach, beloved.
Hey, appreciate
Peace
it.
King.
Peace King.
Now listen,
Hey,
man.
Talk about it.
As you can still see, we still in a hometown. We still rapping.
Yep.
This is a dope one. This is a special one, man, because, you know, I get to kind of cross-pollinate, you know what I mean, different aspects of my life and different travels. So, you know, got to the bag with this guy, seen this guy on his grind early, you know what I'm saying, getting to it.
Excellence over here.
You know, I told y'all, you know, about that music grind, so I had the bars, you know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Talking is talk. And even in regular conversation, I picked up on early that, you know, the brother had some sense with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was on his one, too. So it's dope that now we get to reconnect, and now I get to bring the guy Smart, you know what I'm saying, to the building. That's
right. Smart in the
Chop it
building.
up.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Yeah.
So we usually talk about ours, but like, yo, hey, man, how was your week, man?
The week was amazing. Getting ready for my next seminar. So it's been very, very busy. So I got the seminar.
That's lit. What's the passion, man? What you be hitting on?
Just mindset. Mindset. Building our culture up, right?
Yeah,
because it's been over 400 years of us, being behind on the 8 ball, right? So, and that's due to mindset, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the foundations I teach is how you think creates how you feel becomes an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, that vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you, right?
Talk about it.
So our thoughts create our reality, right? So one of the things I wanted to touch on, because I see you guys touch on relationships, right?
Yeah.
It's like from slavery, the Willie Lynch letter, right? So the greatest soldier in the white man's army is the black woman. And they found this out years ago, right? And if she has a daughter, she raises the daughter to be independent, focused, domesticated, right? And they gave us the great white lie that females mature faster than boys. How can you mature faster than me when you came from me, right? So that's something that's important, right? So mindset is everything, and the roles have been strategically reversed.
Okay.
And it's
why do you think? Sorry to cut you off. If you.
Yeah, but let me say this last point, right?
Go ahead.
So the roles has been strategically reversed, and we're not taught how to adequately do our due diligence, so we can't get to the root of the problem to make actual changes. And then our women are living with this mindset to this very day, right? And it's creating nothing but division, dysfunctional families, broken homes, a bunch of women not married, right? So I just think it's very important to understand what happened to us and what was the purpose of that, right? And white people, they fear genetic annihilation. So they weaponize homosexuality to protect against white genetic annihilation. They weaponize hyper-masculine black women to protect against white genetic annihilation.
And that last part is what I was going to ask. I think that's leading to the answer of the why.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Why would you emasculate? Why do you want to break up the black family? Why do you want the black man to look, less of a man and such like that?
Because
What's the purpose behind it?
it's for control, right? And you won't challenge the status quo, right? Men have to be at the forefront. If men are not empowered, then there's no community. If the man is not the head of the household, there's no family.
And I think that to harp on that point, I think that's the key there. Understanding that the nucleus, the family, it has a child grow better. Like a child will have a better life if they have both parents involved, even more so both parents in the household. But we understand today's world, the way divorce rates are, the way that women are being unmarried at higher ages and such like that. That may not be the case, but that's where I encourage folks, do what you can do to give the feel of having the man involved in the child's life and having the mom involved in the child's life, because some of those things that occurred, what they tried to do is actually come to fruition. But what do we do to still make it so where our children and our culture is thriving, and what can we do to make it so where we have the family?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I'm getting to that. But I think the first thing is first understanding, right? You have to, for every action is a reaction, right? You have to understand the laws of cause and effect, right? And if black women don't take that accountability, because they think it's like some type of attack, right? Like, oh, the greatest soldier in the white man's army is the black woman. This is not bashing black women. It's just an attempt to make black women aware of their positioning in this war of cultural destruction for us, and getting the black woman to take accountability and understand how she's utilized to hinder, limit, and destroy the black man. Okay. And that was the agenda of the slave owners back then, and even to now, right? And then when you fast forward to today, black women don't know their role, and most black men don't know their role or how to, coexist with both roles, right? And I'm gonna start with the women first. A woman's role is wisdom and balance, right? And she has to understand the 3 phases of love. The first phase of love is informative, right? She has to inform that man that, hey, you are the head of the household, right? You are the protector, the provider, the maintainer, and sustainer. That's the role of the black man, right? Through her wisdom, she's able to inform that black man of his position, his power, and how to acquire his power to actually be in a position that he was born to be in. Then now the second phase of love is unconditional love, because the black woman has to be empathetic. She has to be the nurturer. And just because you have sympathy and you're nurturing and you have empathy, you're not his mother when you're being a nurturer. You can never be his mother. So the black woman has been brainwashed to think, even if she has sympathy or empathy, oh yeah, I'm not your mama. I'm not your mama. That came from pop culture, right? These slogans and these mantras to create further division. So the black woman has to know that the second phase of love is unconditional. She has to have empathy. She has to be patient, right? Then the last phase of love is tough love, which is accountability. So when we start to understand who we are, then we could be who we are. And we have to be unapologetic with the displaying of who we are as black men. And for the women who refuse to understand because they're drunk off the positions given to them by the oppressor, given to them by the colonizer, then those black women have to be just like the people who refuse to get on Noah's Ark, drowning in the water, leave them alone, right? So that's important. And the next point I wanted to touch on,
Can I harp on something that you already spoke to, or you going?
Give me two more points. I got you. We have to lead beyond the pain and never put your emotions above your purpose. Leaders are strong, right? So women lead with emotion. See, we move off based upon what we know as men. Right. This is why women can't lead. They move based upon how they feel. We move based upon what we know. That's the difference between the man and the woman. See? And those emotions are important for her to have. And our detachment for those emotions in order to make a decisive, rational decision is needed for us to have. And together, that is the purpose, that is the perfect balance needed. Moon and sun, right?
We need both. We need both.
Of course, you have to have both.
All right, so I want to challenge a couple of the points for those who may want to challenge it, right? I know they're thinking some things, right? So just for clarification, when you say the woman having wisdom, and informing, you said informing the man. From things I've heard, and question. I want to challenge myself and thinking for something you said. I don't feel like, and I'm sure others may not feel like, a man needs to be informed that he is the leader.
He does. See,
he needs to be informed,
of course,
prior to leading.
Of course, absolutely, because you have to understand what's the first thing I said. Who did I mention? I mentioned
Now,
Willie Lynch.
peace?
No, I mentioned Willie Lynch. I mentioned slavery.
Right.
Now, if we had uninterrupted masculinity, then by all means, don't tell me shit. I know who I am.
Okay.
But when you turn on the TV,
Oh, you tying it. Right.
You
when
don't
you
think
turn on
we're
the
so
TV,
far removed from
listen,
that?
no, we have destroyed every avenue by which light can enter the mind of the slave. If we can only extinguish the slave's ability to see the light, then they'd be on the same level as the beasts in the fields. See, that was what they understood about the science of mind control back then. So the black woman has the ability to get us to see the actual light, the light inside of ourselves, right?
So
hold on. So we've been conditioned. No, because a lot of times when people speak on these things, they're not as studious as myself or some who take this serious, right? So that's why I led with how you think creates how you feel becomes an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, that vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. I'm free now.
Law of attraction.
Right. The laws of manifestation too as well. And we invented these things. Okay? So look, brother, they fear that. They fear you operating on a high vibration. They fear that. That's the fear. Because our elevation represents to them their annihilation. So when you talk a certain type of way, I can walk in a room, be quiet, right? Don't say nothing. But when I start talking like this, it's the energy I'm giving off, right? And I'm unapologetic with it.
Where did you get the knowledge from?
Oh, man. Personal experiences, right? Personal experiences, studying, right? Studying Khalid Muhammad, studying Marcus Garvey, studying Selassie, studying Malcolm X, right? George Jackson. My grandfather was one of the founders of the BLA, which is the Black Liberation Army, right? Like being studious, right? And also being fearless. But the fearlessness came from me knowing who I am, right? So, being in prison, being in Southport Box, I'm doing 2 to 3 years in a hole for cutting somebody, right? And I got nothing but time on my hands to meditate, to learn, to build, to understand who I am. And I want to go back to relationships because I know you guys talk about relationships. Black women, you cannot be a man. You're not a man. See? You're not a man. See, you want to hide something from a black woman, give her $1. You want to hide something from a black woman, give her a job.
Well, you got.
Give her a job, right?
I never heard that before. You gotta break it down. I heard hire something from a black person, put it in a book. I never heard hire something from a black woman, give her $1. So you gotta break that down.
Because when you listen to these black women, what's the first thing they say? I don't need you. Well, break down lack of needing me.
Well, not all of them. All right.
Too many.
We ain't going to act like it's all black.
Yeah,
women.
definitely.
So let's qualify this or whatnot.
Hey, man. I speak for the alphas, man.
No.
I don't advocate for the betas, man.
No, hey, you can have your opinion, bro.
This is a fact.
No, it's your opinion.
It's not an opinion.
Okay.
It's a fact.
Either way, this is what we're going to do, though.
It's a fact.
You're very knowledgeable.
This is a fact.
You're very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, for sure. But you listen, homie.
Hold on.
Because I see about to slightly go left. So listen, let me just give a disclaimer, right? You haven't done your research. I don't know you. You don't know me.
Right.
So listen. Let's just. You feel like the car might go 75?
Yeah,
I'm like the speed limit. You heard? It's like a speed limit. Listen, let me tell you, it's like a speed limit. You know when you start going too fast. You know what I mean? I sense it. So let's just both slow our car down a little bit. I'm here. Check it out, right? When I do interviews, right? I'm here to talk about my brand and what I got going on, right? So I get that you got your setup. I love it. We got a rapport. But what I'm doing, not just speaking, right? What I'm doing, I'm talking about, I gave away $30,000 worth of sneakers in my projects. I'm taking guns off kids' hips. I got 100 kids jobs in Harlem. You understand what I'm saying? I just did a food drive, gave away maybe $5,000 worth of food out of my own pockets. You understand? So I spoke to the head of police in New York when they came to Harlem 6 a.m. trying to do a sneak town hall meeting because they were trying to figure out how to, what was the people who lived in Harlem's opinions about gun violence, right? I'm on the front line and I put my neck out there. I put my brand out there every single time. So I'm not just speaking, because anybody, I get it, right? Anybody can have this opinion. I'm really involved, hands-on with helping black people, right? And I'm not gonna say any names. I've sat with most of these jokers in the so-called conscious community. When the camera goes off, they're gone, right? They're gone. And they make billions of dollars and then move on to the next. And meanwhile, we live and we die. The reason why I started the No Labels Tour right? And you can go on nolabelstore.com, is because I've lost friends to music, right? I have friends that went to prison, got killed, got murdered, right? You know my grind, right?
Fine.
And it was like all this talent, but we're getting overlooked because I had 2 record deals, 2, okay? And when you get a chance, Google my name and look up Smart Guy Math Hoffa interview. I talked about how I couldn't elevate because I wasn't a homosexual. And when it came time to walk through the door, I said, you the door. And if you ask me again, I might burn the house down. See, I wouldn't compromise myself. You understand what I'm saying? And I had associates who I saw compromise and walk through that door. Why should there even be a door to begin with? Little Mama is a friend of mine, right? She's one of the best female. I'm talking about, she is a monster. You know why she gets almost like pushback?
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't sell her soul. Little Mama, my lip gloss is popping. She wouldn't walk through that door. She's God-fearing. Little Mama's a monster. Could sing, rap, but people think of her name and they laugh. I got tired of the Little Mamas of the world that if they didn't want to get on their knees and give a blowjob to a they couldn't elevate. If they didn't want to say my pussy is good, my head is good, and niggas ain't shit, they wouldn't get no. I got tired of that. And again, this is why I'm working so hard, and this is a passion of mine because I'm gonna live to see utopia, right? I'm gonna live to see it. I'm not waiting for no white man to come out the sky, and I know the white man on the ground ain't helping me. Okay, so we got to do something, right? And we have a responsibility as black men to be men and hold the men accountable, but accountability with intelligence, not emotion. Not, hey, brother, you work, you got the podcast, but you ain't really doing shit, man. You ain't a millionaire off this shit, man. I'm mad at him, but let me inform the brother, okay, do you understand advertisement, right? Do you understand paywalls, right? Do you know how to write code? Do you know how to build a streaming service, right? And we can learn it, right? There's a website called pluralsight.com, PLURALSIGHT site.com, pluralsight.com. It's another website called Udemy, UDEMY.com. And the last site is lynda.com, LYNDA.com. And they teach you how to write code, right? They teach you how to build these things. But we're worried about Cat Williams. We're worried about who Will Smith slapped and who Jada Smith is giving a blowjob and who Diddy didn't gave did some freaky shit with. It's to distract us, man. This is 2024. It's the year of the 8. It's infinite. Everything we do for this year will determine the next 1,000 years. So we're on this new year, so we have to build and we have to be serious. And brother, I ain't got no issue with you, but we gotta be unapologetic with this information because it's real. It's real, okay? It's real. And it's a scary thing when you've been taught your whole life that this man is superior. And you haven't lived the life of superiority. You haven't acquired the things that are due to you as a black man. But it's a reason why, right? So yeah.
Yo, listen, man. What more can you possibly add on to that? Listen, before we get up out of here, I heard you say somewhere else, and I love for you just to repeat it for our audience, man. It was a affirmation, I should say, that you said. You say before you go to sleep every night.
Oh yeah, listen, it's very important, right? Yeah. So look, okay, so this is crazy, right? This is why every black woman needs to start teaching their babies, their little black boys, neuroscience, how the mind works. A child's learning curve is the shortest from 0 to 7. That kid shouldn't be learning, watching cartoons. He should be getting calculus and learning how to build industries at that time frame, right? The brain produces neuromelanin, right? So how you think creates how you feel becomes an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, that vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Our thoughts produce electromagnetic vibrations, okay? But you have to sit with a thought for a minimum of 3 minutes, right? So our bodies can produce any chemical, any drug sold over the counter or under the counter, black market, our bodies can produce that. Right? So when you think about something for 3 minutes or more, your body starts to produce a chemical or hormone correlated with the thoughts that you're thinking, whether it's anxiety, doubt, confidence, whatever. If it's confidence and you're happy, you produce dopamines, you have endorphins in your body, right? It produces these chemicals, and these chemicals create vibrations. And those vibrations have gravitational pull that brings things to you into your life. This is how you manifest. So I'm very, very adamant about this, right? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of the cowards. I'm tired of black men acting like niggas instead of gods. I'm tired of seeing our women act like whores instead of goddesses. I'm tired of our men like beta trying to debate with the woman. It's my show. It's not happy wife, happy life. Happy man is God's plan. See? You the head. You the head. You the head. I'm the head. She's the neck. That's it. You understand? See? So when we understand that, then we're not, masculinity is not advocation, it's application. I'm applying who I am to my life, and whoever is attracted to that, that is who I choose for a partner. I'm not here trying to convince you of who I am. I'm not gonna argue. I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna, yo, you gotta listen to me and I'm letting you the doors that way. Fuck out of here, bye. It ain't no U-turns neither. So black men watching this, Matt, you don't ask a woman to be submissive. You just vibrate in a way that's gonna attract the submission. See? And for the sisters out there who don't understand the power and femininity, cool, good luck on trying to be a nigga. Because you'll never have a dick no matter how much you try. Okay? And then I want to say this last little poem I got. Motherless Child, music, right?
Go ahead, talk about it.
So, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. No support from my mother. Sometimes I wish I would have came from a different pussy, C-section. Even in birth, she didn't push me. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Every other week, you got a new man in the house. You got the nerve to point to him like he the man of the house. And they all want me to call him dad. They all wanted me to call him dad, so I grew up confused. I got beat until I was black and blue. And you wonder why I'm in school acting a fool, cutting class, picking fights, couldn't follow the rules. Free lunch won't cut it. I'm still hungry. I need food. Hooked up with Daryl, selling weed now, mama. I'm making moves. Yeah, mama, I'm making moves. You put a pins woman out, left me in the system. Plus you ain't called back. They ain't love what you call that. If you ain't want a son, mama, shit. You should have left me in that ball sack. Two sides to the story, but I ain't having it. Too many demons inside I gotta battle with. Fuck whoever trying to play devil's advocate. Y'all don't understand how real this is? I was just a kid, 5. Had to look my mom in the eyes, half sleep, half high. And you wonder why I'm outside smoking weed, pistol in my pocket, throwing up gang signs? You a junkie, mama. How you gonna demand respect? I guess you beat me because I look like the man that left. A spitting image of my daddy, huh? That's why you slapped me? Can't nothing please you, you ain't never happy. Straight A's on report cards getting ripped. Christmas, birthdays, I ain't get shit. Every man I see you with call you bitch. This is what I deal with. Yeah. This is what I deal with. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. It feels like God cursed me and my brothers, because all I do is suffer, and the pain came from my mother. A rose won't grow from this concrete. Roots getting pulled out, petals getting stepped on. You came home high, beat me half to death, said that I slept wrong. Bloody tampons, empty bottles of liquor, cracked valves on the same bed I slept on. How the fuck could I sleep wrong? You got me laying on a bed I could barely even sleep on. Bottles on the floor, roaches on the wall. I'm looking at the sky like, God, I deserve more. God gave me this talent. All I wanted was love. Father wanted to fuck. My mother thought it was love. But I'm a king, not a nigga, please. Lord, make a missy when the trigger squeeze. I'm focused on becoming what I gotta be. Born drunk, biblical cord filled with Hennessy. Dope in my mama vein, passed to the first seed. Lord, am I worthy? If so, then please tell me why my mama trying to curse me. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. I'm saying?
Hey, listen, man, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I did start the show by saying that the man had balls, man.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you just
ain't lying about
got
that,
a
man.
piece of that. You got a sneak peek of that too, man. Hey, listen, man. Hey, tell the people we gonna put it on the screen anyway, but just verbalize your handle to the people.
Yeah. My Instagram is the smart guy _ THE smart guy _ My number is 917-907-3687. That's 917-907-3687. My website is nolabelstour.com. No Labels Tour. Labels like LABELS tour.com. My email is globalcrispy, crispy, CRISPY, globalcrispy2018@gmail.com. Holla at your boy.
Talk about it. Hey, man, listen. Another one. You know, we wanted, like I said, shift into something a little different than we usually do. But I feel like we got a lot of good jewels.
Oh, man,
you know what I'm saying?
Got the vibe. Listen, let me tell you something, man. You chop it up right. The numbers gonna go, baby. The track record is there, man. You know what I mean? The track record is there, man. My last joint got 3 million views, man.
Hey, listen, I've been seeing them. Yeah. Nah, so listen, man, you already know what it is. It's Hungry HD.
It's your boy Trum Maurice.
Oh, yes. And one more thing, right? So it's very important for us this year to have dare to deadline.
Okay.
Right? Set this deadline for yourself. And saying like, okay, there's a difference between acting like you're doing it and doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Like acting like you're doing it. Because just because you got motion don't mean it's motion. Just because you're going through the motions don't mean you got motion, right? So it's a difference between being about that action and just acting like you're doing. I feel like a lot of our brothers, especially content creators, they just acting like they doing it. But it's so much effort to be a fake. It's the same amount of effort to be authentic, to say, okay, look, we're going to really sit down and figure out ad revenue. We're going to go on Fiverr. We're going to go on LinkedIn. We're going to get some interns. And we're going to set financial goals. We're going to have a revenue calendar. We're going to set financial goals for each episode and say, look, man, this episode need to do $10,000 in advertisement dollars. And then we're going to start putting that in the bank and building business credit for the company. And then getting brick and mortars. And then saying, let's get our own radio tower. You understand what I'm saying? And then we're going to create the reinforcement calendar, because look like you work out a little bit, right? So you know you work out, right? So if I'm going to lift weights, I'm not playing Britney Spears. See? I got to hit some shit to pump me up. So for every goal you set, you have to assign a specific motivation to motivate you, to inspire you, so you can execute and accomplish that goal that you set. And then we have to have this, I don't want to say sense of urgency, but we have to understand that the world is changing. We are generation reparation. It's not the time to be sitting, playing, drinking, smoking, chasing behind fucking pussy, man. It's time for us to build something now. And as men, that's what we gotta do. Okay? And when you build and you get in that vibration, there's a lot of women, like I said, like the mothers to the slaves, that want to protect that son. That want to say, no, son, let's live in the master's backyard. Let's live in a house that we build in the master's backyard. Look, boy, if you go in the field and try to be free, they gonna kill you. They done killed your daddy. Right? So when you understand that, you got to have blinders on.
Yeah.
Right? Got to have blinders on. And there's no time for fear. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. And stop trying to advocate. And we got to start having our own police departments. It's the last point I want to make. I don't want to be long-winded, but community revitalization, right? We got to have our own schools, hospitals, police departments in our communities, and understand the difference between neighborhood and community. We're so focused on neighborhoods that we don't even own, but we're not developing communities, because we don't understand in order to develop a community, you have to create institutions, your own school, your own supermarket, your own hospital, your own police force, right? And you're not like the Irish. When the Irish came over here, they flooded the fire department. They flooded the police department, okay? That's why when you see on St. Patrick's Day, them is going crazy in the street and ain't nobody arresting them. Ain't no blockades or nothing, right? Because they own their communities, okay? We think we own the neighborhood. We think we own the block because we lived there our whole life. And we have to understand the importance of developing community and how to do it. And you have to have the mindset of that. And when you have that mindset, it has to be unapologetic, okay? And we have to start having our own corner stores, delis, because delis with EBT, they pulling in $60 million a fucking month just off EBT, $200,000 a month just off hot foods. So you're looking at in 6 months, just off hot foods, these Arabs and these Indians are pulling $1 million from our community from one store, not including what they get from EBT. And we sitting here starving. We got to change our mindset. We got to wake the fuck up and get more serious about life. And you my brother, right? And you don't know me, but let police have ran up in here and tried to kill you. I'm going to fight for you like you him. That's my brother. That's my brand. Like, that's my brand for real. You see what I'm saying? So we got to understand that, yeah, we might clash. Cool. Because I don't know you, you don't know me, right? But we got a common mission. We got a common enemy. And we have a common opportunity. So we got to mobilize and form like Voltron and capitalize off that opportunity, brothers. All right now.
Well said, man.
Y'all are blessed tonight. Y'all got a lot of information on various topics from my man Smart. Come on, man. Hey, we in the game.
Peace.
Hey, man, appreciate you. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We out of here. Another great one. We in the building, coach. Let's get it, all right?
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Delve into a remarkable collection of 100 thought-provoking quotes in this book, each one a reflection of life brimming with diverse experiences. Dontrell Ford's journey, marked by the profound chapters of marriage, the trials of divorce, and the joys of parenting both a biological son and a cherished bonus daughter, has provided the fertile ground for these words of wisdom. As you explore the pages, you'll find that these quotes are more than just words. They are an invaluable life lessons born from the crucible of real experiences. Dontrell's belief that he is an amalgamation of the places he's explored, the people he's encountered, and the experiences he has embraced infuses each quote with depth and authenticity. This book is your gateway to a journey of reflection, growth, and inspiration, where you'll uncover timeless insights that resonate with the very essence of your own life's voyage.
Name one person at the top who hasn't. Our designs are catered toward the ambitious, created to inspire those who strive to maximize their potential in everything they do. We make pieces simple enough to be worn with a number of outfit options, but flashy enough to still turn heads and make a statement. At Stay Hungry Cloth, you can expect high-quality materials made to live through many wears and proper wash cycles, with a fit that is fashionable but comfortable. Most of our styles are unisex, but we also have pieces just for you ladies. No matter if you're a sneakerhead, fitness addict who likes to be fly, or someone who just loves a dope t-shirt with a message, we got you covered. Members of the Peace Kingdom, we have an exclusive offer just for you. Visit stayhungrycloth.com and enjoy 15% off your first order with the code PKP15 used at checkout. That's PKP15 for 15% off your first order at stayhungrycloth.com. Stay Hungry Cloth. Ambition is a lifestyle.